Hello and welcome into the KE Report. I'm your host, Shad Markwitz, and today we're getting an update on First Nordic Metals, traded on the TSX.V under the ticker FNM, and on the OTCQB under the ticker FNMCF. And I'm joined today with Taj Singh, CEO of First Nordic, and Adam Cegielski, president of First Nordic Metals. And you guys had some big news coming out of the gates this week. On the 22nd of January, you announced Mr. Henrik Lundin has joined the board. And Adam, I wanted to throw this question over to you because you've worked with Mr. Lundin before with Goldline. Just talk about his pedigree and the experience he brings to the board.
Yeah, thanks, Shad. First of all, thanks for having us back on the show. Henrik's a wonderful businessman. He's located in Scandinavia, long history with obviously himself and the family in the business. And really, he was one of the original founders of Goldline Resources when these concessions, around Barsele became available. And he is essentially one of the original founders and was chairman of Goldline Resources. So I've had many years of experience with Henrik, and we successfully acquired the Oijärvi project in Finland from Agnico together. And, as we move towards some of our operational goals and, continue to develop our plans in Scandinavia, it's critically important to bring in individuals that can enhance our team, make us better, especially in the Nordics specifically. So Henrik is a wonderful colleague of ours, and he's watched what we're doing over the last year, and he thinks we're obviously at a great moment, inflection point at 2025, and made the decision to join the board. So very excited to have him and look forward to working with him closely. And yeah, just great to continue to develop our team and demonstrate that, we're going to get stronger in 2025 as we try and execute some of our goals.
Well, Adam, I think you summed it up well that you are at an inflection point in 2025 with First Nordic Metals. Obviously, people know that you have the Barsele deposit with over 3 million ounces of gold, but what's really got the market excited is the 100-kilometer Goldline belt, where you have a number of targets already outlined. Taj, probably the one that you guys said you were most excited to get back to drill was the Paulbacken target, and you've got two targets on that, the Ida target and the Harpsund target. Maybe speak about what's going to be going on the ground at Paubäcken in 2025.
Yeah, thanks, Shad. Thanks for having us as well. And yeah, listen, Paubäcken is out of the Goldline belt projects outside of Barsele, which is kind of moving towards development. But out of the exploration stage stuff, it is the most advanced one. Goldline, when Adam was there, they drilled 6 holes there. 4 of them hit beautiful mineralization, kind of blind, and a lot of kind of the prep work that we are doing now wasn't even actually done. But it just speaks to the probability of success in this region. But it's, to me, it's a Barsele lookalike, but 40 kilometers south. It's a 4.5-kilometer long corridor right on the same structure that Barsele is off of, first order structure. We've kind of done bot drilling on about 2 to 2.5 kilometers out of that 4.5 and hitting just fantastic mineralization. And there's very good relation between bot drilling. And again, I should, for the listeners, talk about base of till drilling. It's BOT. It's the same as percussion drilling. You're going through the till and hitting the bedrock, and it's really an effective method of sampling in the Nordics. And it's worked extremely well in the Nordics. Very good correlation between good bot drill results and diamond drill results. So we're going to be focusing a 5 to 10,000 meter program, potentially even more, on the Aida corridor. And then moving north a little bit, 5 kilometers, there's the Harpsund target, which has not had any base of till drilling on it. We're actually going to be starting that in extremely short period of time. It's happening soon. And then we move that forwards towards diamond drilling later in the year. So at Paubäcken, we've got a nice setup of Aida, hitting it, getting the diamond drilling at the same time in parallel, doing base of till drilling, percussion drilling at Harpsund, and then moving that up. And Harpsund, again, 5-kilometer geochemical anomaly, exact same signature to Barsele, same structure that Barsele's on. And again, hopefully we get some good stuff out there too.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting to see all the work going on the ground for this year at Paubäcken, and starting with Aida, but then hopefully moving later in the year to the Harpsund target. 5 to 10,000 meters roughly sounds like a good way to test the thesis and follow up on some of the work that's already been done there. But there's another target that you've been doing some base of till drilling on, and that's the Nippes target at Storjuktan. Again, another large project area that you're vectoring in on that Nippes target. What can you tell us about what's going on at Storjuktan this year?
Yeah, Storjuktan is a very interesting one. It's north of Barsele, contiguous to Barsele, and north of it, the set of claims is huge project package, 25,000 hectares, so materially bigger than the Barsele project package. And we've only really worked in the one area where we found Nippes because we had immediately very good geochemical results there, from till sampling, where there's a whole bunch of results still to come out that we did kind of in second half of 2024, where we're looking and hopefully find several more multi-kilometric targets with multi-million ounce potential. So this Storjuktan set of claims could end up having 5, 6 multi-kilometric targets on it. The one we've identified right away with the limited work that's been done on it is Nippes, as you noted, and that will be base of till drilled. It's actually started in December, and it's actually probably wrapping up. We'll get assays for that, and then get ready to diamond drill that as well, 5 to 10,000 meters at least later on in the year. So we've got, like I said, 3 Barsele lookalikes right on this gold line belt that's right near Barsele. And it's kind of nice that, they're in different stages, one right after another. We can learn from our findings at one and move into the other, but it's going to be really interesting this year. I think the discovery potential is very high.
Well, and just one other one, Taj, just want to circle back to. When we talked last, we had also mentioned that on October 7th, you'd kicked off the base of till drilling at the Klippen project. So yet another project along this belt, still doing that earlier stage targeting with the base of till going down into the bedrock. Are you going to be able to drill that in 2025?
Yeah, I mean, that would be great. That's the plan. So we kind of, through November, base of till drilled Clippin, and we are just finished up kind of just before Christmas. We hope to get some assays back shortly, very shortly, and then we're going to make a decision on whether or not we diamond drill that project. And that would be the 4th kind of multi-kilometric target, and it's a little bit south of the Paubäcken set of claims, kind of like there's a gap of about 50 to 100 kilometers from the main gold line belt structure, but it actually is the continuation of the same gold line belt geology a little further south. So that one is bot drilling will tell us if we diamond drill that, and if it is, then there's yet another target where we would put in kind of a phase 0, phase 1 diamond drill program.
Yes, the beauty of the bot drilling is to know whether it makes sense to do the diamond drilling, which is the more expensive drilling. So we'll be looking for a lot of those bot drill results to be released to the market and vector in on the drilling as it hits this year. We've mentioned that a lot of these could be Barsele lookalikes. Adam, maybe just give us an update on Barsele. This is to remind listeners in a JV with Agnico Eagle. What can you tell us about the plans there for this year?
Well, obviously, surrounding what is, Europe's second largest gold deposit, Taj and I are spending a lot of time with the local communities. We're doing a lot of work with the various political ministries and groups in Sweden and in Storjuktan. So we're going to continue to build those relationships. And, we're obviously eagerly anticipating Agnico's drill plans for 2025. And we're expecting to hear more about that probably in the next month or so. And, of course, our goal ultimately here is to consolidate the belt further. We've put many steps together, whether that's through building the land packages and, adding the Barsele and Gold Line projects together into First Nordic. But, there is a continued motivation for us to get a transaction of some sort done at some point. And, we have a great relationship with Agnico. They've become shareholders in 2025. Those shares that they own are now up close to 30%. So they're happy shareholders. We've got Mark Legault on our board, who is a long-standing veteran of Agnico. We've just added Henrik Lundin, who has a very good relationship with Agnico through his board participation at EMX and the transactions we've done before. So we're going to continue to build on the opportunity about consolidating the belt further, and we're going to continue to demonstrate to Agnico that we're doing everything that needs to be done to take this, world-class asset and advance it and hopefully monetize it long-term.
Fantastic. And Adam, just another question to throw at you. We talked a little bit last time about the initiative to eventually list on the NASDAQ First North growth market in Sweden. Do you think that's still on the table for this year in 2025?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. We're in the final stages of our application. We're probably completing this within Q1 and eagerly anticipating it. We've got a growing number of local shareholders. So yeah, we are full force on getting this over the line. We'd like to have it done sometime around PDAC, but it may bleed into sort of the end of Q1. But we could also surprise with an earlier start date. So we'll keep the market updated shortly on further progress there, and we expect that to be completed within Q1 2025.
All right. And then, Taj, I'm going to give you the final word here just to wrap things up. You've got a lot of drilling set up for this year. You've got a lot of targets, initiative with joint venture, both in Sweden and in Finland, uplisting to the potentially in the Q1 to the Swedish stock exchange. How would you like to summarize and wrap this all up for people looking at the value proposition in First Nordic Metals?
Yeah, Shad, the name of the game here in 2025 for First Nordic is news. Every few weeks there's going to be news. You think about hundreds of samples over the past few months that we've taken over these assets in terms of bot drill results. Those are all going to come to market, all help us kind of hone in on fantastic diamond drill targets. So those all come out in several batches over the next few weeks. Then all of a sudden you're already getting the diamond drill results coming out in the later part of the year with what is actually one of Europe's largest exploration drill programs at close to 25,000 meters and hopefully even beyond. It's all about news. And I think, again, we pointed out that, we're really only getting the value of Barsele in kind of our share price. And even that, just a multiple of it, as you know, and we've all talked about before. But can you just imagine, I mean, how many companies are out there that own an entire greenstone belt, right? That hasn't really been explored properly, that has all the right geology, has all the right sniffs of good stuff, and they own 100% of it, 100 kilometers of strike. Now's the time to test it. And one or two good kind of hits, and it really can change everything. And then, I mean, we haven't even talked about Finland, but we own an entire greenstone belt there too. That we can save that for another time. But a lot of value to be built here and a lot of news, which of course investors like. So exciting 2025 for sure ahead for First Nordic.
Well, we'll wrap it up there, gentlemen. But Taj, Adam, great having you on the show as always. And it does seem like a news-rich and catalyst-rich year for First Nordic Metals. For those of you listening in, if you want to follow along with the news, definitely click on the link below this interview. It takes you right over to the First Nordic Metals website, straight to their news section, where you can sign up for updates or just follow along with the news as it hits the wires. Gentlemen, keep us posted as you have updates. We'll get you back on. And as always, looking forward to our next conversation.
Thank you.